Glad you could join the Q&A today with innovators and hashtag Black STEAM. I'm Gerard. Let's get inspired. Hi, everybody. My name is Gerard Buckner with the Mortgage Institute for Research as part of the outreach team in the Discovery Building. Today, we are going to be having a conversation with Shiheina, a student on UW Madison's campus who has a lot going on. So I can't wait for you guys to hear her story. As we are having our conversation, if you guys would like to dive in with questions, comments, or anything of that nature, please feel free to use the hashtag Black STEAM Innovators. And if you have any questions or anything like that, we will be sure to get it to Shiheina and hopefully be able to get you some answers in the near future. So welcome, Shiheina. Hope you're having a good day. Would you like to take the time to kind of just introduce yourself and then we'll just go ahead and get started?
Absolutely. So my name is Shiheina Munye. As Gerard stated, I'm a student here at University of Wisconsin-Madison. I'm entering my senior year, or I entered my senior year. And I'm double majoring in community and environmental sociology and health promotion, health equity with a certificate in African studies. I was involved with several organizations at my time here at UW, both involving treasurer of the Wisconsin Black Student Union and vice president of the Wisconsin Black Student Union as well. I'm currently the financial secretary of the Zeta Xi Core chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated here at UW Madison campus. And I'm also an avid tutor for several Madison Metropolitan School District schools, both high schools and middle schools. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
I did Avid. I loved Avid. That was fun. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I was born in Fargo, and my parents are not first generation immigrants from Somalia. So I'm first generation Somali American, along with first generation college student. So yeah.
That's awesome. Do you guys go back often at all or visit?
I have not been to Somalia, but I have been to Kenya, and that is where a lot of my family immigrated with the whole war in Somalia happening. So that's where a lot of my family resides right now. And 2 years ago, I believe it was maybe 2.5 years ago now, I got the chance to go to Kenya and see my grandma for the first time and see my other half sisters. So that was really a beautiful experience.
That's awesome. Cool. We'll get some good culture today.
Of course.
And as a student, how are you being affected by COVID-19?
Having to go through the COVID pandemic while in college has been one of the most difficult things I thought I would ever experience. Not only am I a graduating senior throughout this pandemic, I'm worried about what's going to take place after. So in terms of my jobs, can I find a job? Like, what is grad school going to look like? So it's just really enforcing real challenges for like my future life. And additionally, virtual learning has not been something that I've been a fan of personally. It requires a lot of virtual learning has required a lot of time management, organization, and a lot of like pick me up days, motivational, like self-motivation days. And it's just been something that I know everyone is struggling with, especially as an avid tutor. I see my middle school students and my high school students also struggling the same ways that I am, and I'm in college. So I can only imagine what everyone around me is going through. I know nobody is really it's really hard to understand and comprehend the material because you're literally learning the material by yourself. You're teaching you're essentially teaching yourself the major that you're doing. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's great. I never even thought of it like that. As somebody in the corporate world, I will tell you, work from home is not the worst idea. Like I enjoy it, but I'm also not learning, calc and all those different things. But I want to say that's really cool that you're able to connect with those middle schoolers and high schoolers, because that must be some great leadership for them. And also, one, being able to see somebody older than them going through the same ordeal and like how you're able to manage that through stress and all that. So that's awesome. Um,
Absolutely.
what are you studying?
So I'm double majoring in community and environmental sociology and health promotion, health equity. So that essentially translates into what I would like to do, which is public health. So UW Madison doesn't offer a public health degree, so I kind of had to build it from scratch or pick out different majors that I thought would best fit my interest. So I got into community environmental sociology because I was really focused on food security and providing just increasing food security rates for marginalized and under-resourced populations. So looking at food deserts and things of that nature was just really interesting to me. And then a couple months later, I found out the Health Promotion Health Equity Program was launching, and I'll be in the first class of the first class of the major pretty much because it was just created last year, I believe so. So that really helps me focus on building healthy behavior promotion programs for these marginalized communities, these under-resourced communities, and how to build their nutrition habits, build their fitness habits is just something that I was interested in.
Yeah. Does that like work heavily with like social workers and things like that? Or like, I guess my question is, how did you come across this profession and like that's something I just never heard of myself. So I wouldn't even know where to start.
Absolutely. So I initially came into college thinking I was coming to med school. And then I just realized med school wasn't for me. And that is okay. That was okay for me because I knew that at the end of the day, I wanted to be in the healthcare field. So, and by that, I looked up just like different healthcare positions within hospitals and organizations. And I really came upon health promotion and public health. Which kind of like dives into like food security too. So health promotion and public health is just so broad in terms of just what I'm able to do with it. So it really best fits my needs and my interests. So I'm able to meet the needs of the communities that I'm helping in a way. So it was mostly a lot of research that I had to do for myself, a lot of mapping and building that I'm still trying to create in order to gain the right experiences for the public health degree.
So it sounds like you're going to be the next big professor for UW and creating a whole new thing that's like not even here yet.
I wouldn't say, a professor, but I would love to be a part of UW Health, working on health administration policies or food security policies. That would be ideal.
Yeah, awesome. And what does it mean to you to be Black in this work? So like within one being part of UW and two, like in your future, hopefully your future career.
So being Black at UW, one is just an experience in itself, and two, just within my major specifically, there's only a few Black students that I'm able to list off the top of my head, and which is both uplifting because I know that this is still a major and a subject that's still attracting attention. But to see just a few faces, a few representations of someone that looks like me is really just really nice to see in my classes. And then also knowing the projects that they'll be working on in the future or are working on now is so inspirational, so amazing to see that my fellow classmates are doing work for the communities that have raised us, really. Yeah, what was the other part of the question? I'm sorry.
The other part of the question was like, what does it mean to be Black in the work of hopefully your future career?
Okay. So being Black in my future career as a Black woman is something that I'm holding near and dear to my heart, specifically knowing the disparities within the Black maternal health and just the neglect that Black women receive within the healthcare field. is something that I would like to improve within my future, along with all my other aspirations. Like, I'm really, I know that the positions that I will be holding in the future are going to affect the futures of these individuals. So I want to make sure that I'm making policies and procedures and promotion programs that are actually looking for the best interest of the patients, of these doctors. So
Mhm.
if that kind of makes sense a little bit,
Yeah,
like,
no, absolutely. It's a
yeah,
tough question because you're not in a profession yet, so you don't know really like
right,
what to look into. And like you said, you're creating this on your own, which is blowing my mind because I'm used to like I want to do what somebody else has already done. So
right.
that's really inspired with it. And so I guess a question I have to go along with that is like, have you been able to connect with like the Black Women's Wellness and other orgs like that around Madison?
I've definitely done research on them. I haven't connected with them specifically yet. But I've just been doing a lot of research with Black organizations and Black public health professionals. I follow a couple Black professional like organizations, I believe, on social media accounts. So just trying to see the different people, like the exposure levels of all these individuals is like interesting to see, because I know that because it's such a broad topic and there's so many ways to go about it, it's interesting to see the ways that people are deciding to go about and the issues that they're wanting to tackle for themselves or for their communities.
Mm, right on. Yeah, there's some groups doing some great work. Black Women's Wellness, Kids Forward, a bunch of other organizations that I I can't even think to name right now. But yeah, this I think Madison is a good area for what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing. Which kind of makes me think like with Wisconsin not really having the specific um major that you're doing since you're creating your own major. Like what drove you to come to school here?
Well, like I said originally, I was intending to go into either biology or chemistry. And so I wasn't really focused on coming here for a major or coming here for a specific profession. I
Mhm.
was mostly interested in wanting to get another experience. So I grew up in the inner cities of Minneapolis, and I was able to see so many different cultures. Like, there was always diversity around me. And I really didn't think that Madison was as white as it is. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, yeah, you'd be
Which
wrong.
was, yeah. So it was just really eye opening to me. And I really just wanted another experience. I knew that I was going to be able to build community here, regardless of who I interacted with or anything of that nature. And I was fortunate enough to have come here after the Black Cultural Center was built, to be able to just go there and hang out and meet these other organizations, see other organizations come together and do programming, was really what kind of held me together my college years here. And not having that during COVID is really heartbreaking.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, it seems like you're doing an amazing job. So keep at it for what you are giving for sure.
Thank you.
How does one begin the process to get to where you are at now? So I would, with you being a student, I would say like what was your motivations and your process from, let's say, eighth grade up until now?
This is a loaded question.
Yeah, it takes you back.
Yeah. um, I would definitely say that I've always known that I wanted to be a college graduate. I've always known that I wanted to make some type of difference for my family, specifically when it comes to building generational wealth. So I didn't grow up, in like fancy anythings or anything like that. We were very, very modest in terms of living. And I just didn't want my parents, just seeing my parents work constantly and providing for us was just something that made me realize that I want to be able to provide for them one day. And that's really what pushes me forward. Like, of course, I have my personal goals and dreams and aspirations for myself and why I'm going for myself. But really, the truth is, this is still for my family, regardless. I'm My dad didn't have a high school degree or a college degree. My mom barely finished middle school. So it's like,
Mm.
this is something that is not only going to make them proud, but it's just going to give them something to gloat about, to be proud of. Like, that is just, sorry,
Yeah,
one sec.
no, it's nice.
Um, uh, yeah, so like, I have six other siblings that I've grown up with, and two, three of them already got their college degrees, which is, really amazing. It's beautiful. So I'll be the fourth, and there's, still three more to come. So I'm I'm determined to get a family and a house full of graduates for my parents. And just to make them proud. But also on top of that, I see the struggles that the communities that I've grown up with are facing. I've seen the struggles that communities across the world are facing, and I also see the struggles that my family back home is facing, because of the corrupt systems that are put in place, because of the lack of food or the lack of necessities around them. So I know that I want to be able to make a difference for them too.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being so honest and raw with us. And we got a tear, so I'm kind of proud of myself that I was able to get some raw emotion.
Of course,
And
of course.
for this, there's what, like I said, we have folks that's watching from youth to adults. And what advice would you have for somebody you inspired today?
I would definitely tell anyone younger than me or anyone like, just anybody, everything's a work in progress. Like, so don't expect to have everything figured out. Even to this day, I don't have everything figured out, but it sounds like I do because I believe that I do, or not believe that I do. I just know that things will fall into place.
Mhm.
Just don't give up on yourself and give yourself some grace. Like, you might be the first one to do this. You might be the first one to be in college. You might be the first one to be in STEM in your family. And all you have to remember is I'm the first and I can give myself some grace. You have to think about all the traumas that you have been through, everything that you've been through within your life. Give yourself grace for everything that you're going through now, everything that you're accomplishing now. Even if you're unable to do it, just give yourself grace.
Mm.
That's what I would say.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. I'm really inspired by your story, and you are going to finish school and and be the next Munye that is able to receive a college degree. And I can't wait to see you make change in this world. So thank you again. And for those at home listening, watching, if you would like to be part of this conversation, please use the hashtag Black STEAM Innovators. Folks like the student we're talking with today are making these moves, especially on campus, and talking about the change that we could use on UW's campus and all those things. So we hope to just keep the conversation going and keep things moving. So, Shiheina, anything else you have for us today?
Just thank you for having me. It was wonderful to be here and talk with you all. So just thank you very much, and good luck with everything that y'all are doing.
Awesome, cool. Have a good day, everybody.